All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Upper body day today. Combine program is going well. It is a Friday afternoon. I had some clients this morning, had some meetings this morning. Didn't teach any classes today. It's about 12:15 in the afternoon, and I'm done with my work responsibilities. So I'm gonna hit this lift, and then I gotta be honest, this combine program is very hard. It's very stressful due to all the sprinting and plyos. So after I do this lift, I'm gonna get on the bike for some steady state aerobic work for about 20 to 30 minutes and just kind of flush out my legs a little bit. And then I'm gonna take a nice little nap before my daughter comes home. So I might make some tweaks and changes to the program before I actually release it, because I'm realizing how hard and stressful this program is. And I think it really is due to all the sprinting and plyos we're doing. They're very intense. And then I also think it's due to the dynamic overcoming isometrics as well. So plan for the day, top triple on bench press. That's what I'm gonna do first. Then I'm gonna do the 225 max reps test after that. Then some overhead press, top triple. Then an AMRAP set at 85% of my estimated RM, 85% of my estimated 1 RM. Some chest supported rows, get on the Peloton bike, turn some Netflix on, and just kind of do some easy steady state riding for 20 to 30 minutes. Then I'm gonna take a nap before my daughter comes home. So that's the plan. Before I let you guys go, Barbell Apparel September sale is still going on right now. All orders of $99 or more gets you a free hoodie, so take advantage of that. All right, let's get to the lift. Earlier this week, I hit a single at 380, 390, and 400. They're all pretty solid. So I bet I had four or five, maybe 410 in me earlier this week. All right, so 365 here, which is about 90% of 400. So should be a hard but doable set of 3. Doable, not very hard. Let's go 370. All right, let's make 370 look easy like 365. Yep, good. All right, time to strip down. 225 up next. 225, let's get it. Damn. Well, I thought I had 30 in me, but guess not. All right, so I set the pins a little bit higher than I usually do. I'm just too lazy now to set them one notch lower, so I'm just gonna keep them here. I got a question here about nicotine. Do you find that nicotine increases or decreases your physical performance in any way, or are you just using it for cognition? So I really don't use nicotine very often. Jake Tur is the one who got me on it. He came over, we did a podcast this is almost like 2 years ago now. We did a podcast here in my garage, and he gave me some nicotine gum. That was the first time I ever tried it. What I remember about it is that like my mouth couldn't keep up with my brain, if that makes sense. So like I was hyper aware of my thoughts. I was hyper aware of what I wanted to say, how I wanted to articulate my thoughts. So yeah, it was like a cognitive enhancer in a way, but my mouth couldn't keep up with what I wanted to say. So it was like a really odd feeling. I didn't know if I really ever wanted to use it as like a pre-workout to improve performance. But so I actually, after that experience with nicotine for the first time with Jake, I actually went to the CVS and got a pack of nicotine gum. I think I got a pack of 16. It was like a week after that. And I still have like 4 pieces left. So I've only had, what, 12 pieces of nicotine gum in like almost 2 years now. It's probably, yeah, 18 months, I guess. So I don't take it very often. I usually just take it when I know I have to sit down at the computer and get a lot of work done. But I took it a couple weeks ago before I sprinted because Blaine McConnell made some comment about how he felt like it helped him with his sprint performance. So that's why I took it before I sprinted, and I actually sprinted faster than I normally would. So I'm sure it's just a placebo effect, or I just had a good day of sprinting. But with the nicotine, I don't use it very often, but when I do take it, I do notice its effects. So I really try to not make it a habit. I don't want my tolerance to build up. Where like caffeine, I do take caffeine every day. So the nicotine I just use sparingly, but I do like it as a cognitive enhancer, and I guess as a performance enhancer too. Maybe I'll try it at some point. But I noticed the nicotine, I look more vascular when I take nicotine, and I think it's just because it increases your blood pressure. But man, it really gets your heart pumping. I think it's like I would say nicotine is like caffeine, but on steroids. It's a more potent version of caffeine, I guess. So I really don't have that many thoughts on nicotine. I use it every once in a while. I like the way it kind of makes my brain feel. I feel a little bit empowered when I take it. So yeah, that's my experience with nicotine. Let's hit this top set of 3 at 280. Oh, maybe not. Wow. PR or ER, I guess. Oh. I'll go 235. Will, do you think prehab, quote, prehab exercises are better to preventing injuries than just regular strength and conditioning? Do you think it's necessary to do preventative work, quote, preventative work, apart from just doing regular and well-done fitness and strength conditioning? No, I've talked about this before. There's some special cases where I would do some, quote, when I think of prehab, I'm thinking of like banded external rotations, clamshells, that kind of stuff. That's what comes to mind when I hear prehab. But no, I think just like normal strength training, loading the shoulder joint, loading the hip joint, loading the knee joint, all of these like the injurious, prone to injury, the prone to injury joints, if you just load them through basic movement patterns, basic strength training exercises, that's gonna be much more effective at reducing the risk of injuries than banded clamshells, things like that. No, there are some use cases where I would potentially use some sort of like typical prehab exercise. I mean, I would think like a dead hang, just doing a dead hang, single arm hangs, things like this for like volleyball players, overhead athletes, throwing athletes, tennis athletes. I could make a case for that, and you could probably convince like a sport coach that that stuff is worth doing. You absolutely could convince a sport coach that that's worth doing. So I would consider that maybe a prehab exercise. But yeah, no, I mean, just regular strength and conditioning is probably best for most people. Woo! All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna do one more set. I'm not gonna show it to you. That's it. That's all I got for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I apologize for such a short video and only getting to a couple of questions, but I'll probably record my workout tomorrow, put it up here.